What's going on, crime fighters? Live from the Batcave. Welcome to the Channel of the Night. And tonight we have our first TV review. And you're goddamn right, it's Gotham. So tonight, Gotham came back from its break in spectacular fashion, might I add. And tonight, as I said before, the episode is called Beast of Prey. So we basically essentially follow up directly from before the break, and Alfred is out of the hospital. And this is a spoiler-free episode, by the way. So it's not going to dive too much into spoilers, and nothing crucial is going to be given away. So Alfred is out, and basically he wants to find the reason why his friend had basically betrayed him. So eventually, through some events that happen along the episode, Bruce ends up taking it upon himself to go find out the answers and to get justice. And along the way, he runs into Selina Kyle. And here I really liked the dynamic between the two because it really helped. And just like the previous episodes with those two, but now seeing them actually work together was really good and really showed that dynamic and showed and basically built the foundation for what we both know from the characters and relationship that they have down the road. It was very cute. It was well done. It was very kiddie, of course, within their innocence, but also it got to a very darker place, which I loved. And we got to see and explore a different side of Bruce now and kind of his more serious side. And what happens, we get to see a little bit of that line. It's not particularly crossed, but it's danced around. And that's what I like, because that's what typically, like we know, Batman is. So it was great to see him tread along that in this episode. And we also got to see Selina, Catwoman, and a lot as well. We kind of got to see her foundation a little bit and what she becomes down the road. And I like that they did that because we really haven't seen that aggression from her since the episode with the toy maker, which I believe was the first episode, if I'm not mistaken. So it was really good to see them revisit that, and it was handled really well. Today also opened up a new villain. We have a new serial killer, which they call the Ogre. And I felt like he was handled nice as well because he's not particularly spread out a lot through this episode. But when we got them in flashbacks kind of explaining who he is and what he does, that was really good. Because now it laid a greater thing for what we're going to see for the next, I want to say probably 2 episodes left. 2 out of the 3 episodes left are probably going to be based on his character. And it really showed just how sick and twisted and demented that he is. And he's basically a killer who hunts down women and uses the excuse of true love, basically hold them against their will. And of course, when he's done with them, or if he feels like, oh, it's just not going to work, well, then you're done. But it was handled very maturely and very, very dark and gloomy. And it made a lot of sense the way that kind of written his character and kind of explained it. And I really love because that ties into Jim Gordon at the end of the episode because he specifically assigned this case. And how that's handled and how that twist and turn comes about as to the reason why he's assigned the case is really good. And it really helps further the explanation how truly corrupt the GCPD is, especially in the higher ups. So now Jim has to kind of tread on this line because he can either let it go, or if he keeps pursuing, he stands risking a lot more than what he bargained for. And I won't tell you exactly what's going on or what that surprise and what that twist and turn is and why exactly he was, requested for the case. You all just have to go and see that for yourself, but it's very well done. And I like this because this whole episode was very continuous. Nothing really strayed away. There was no stragglies. It all made sense and had a really good fluidity. I always have a hard time saying that word. It was fluid. And that's what I like, and that's something that the show is really good for. Penguin is in the episode, but it's very short. He really doesn't do much. And it's actually funny because I met the Penguin, and the day I met him, was this episode that they was filming. So it was funny to see how that came up. But he's still plotting. He's still behind the scenes for his uprise of power of Gotham and the taking down of Maroni. So that's his kind of arc in this episode tonight. And Fish Mooney was handled very well. Today we got to see a different side of her as well. She kind of played, this episode was very much about balance between two lines, in which I loved. Hers was very much so within, she still has a trust of the doll maker, but as well as still having, you know, the respect and kind of the leadership from the prisoners as well. And this is very focused on her trying to escape and find out ways to escape. And she does some grimy shit in order to do so. But she also, like I said, treading that line of what she used to, from fearless to kind of, well, relentless to sympathy. So it was really good to see her dancing along that line. But other than that, I won't go too much further. But to basically round out the episode, it was amazing. It's a good way to bring back the episodes for the last 3 that are going to be now. And I just look forward to them. And this episode was just amazing, guys. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. Online, torrents, on demand, whatever it may be. Catch up on it, man. If you haven't watched the show, watch the show. It was truly amazing. It sticks amazingly well to source material as well as their own creations, man. So, until the next video, live from the Batcave, it is the night, and I'll talk to y'all later.